So here today on Hillbilly Talk on Papa Pales Pro, here's the story about a farm and there was a rat. So the rat was secretly living on the farm, like nobody knew about him. He was much smaller than that. He's like this small. So he's this small. He's a rat. Yep. He's a hillbilly. And the other animals on the farm, they never really seemed to notice him. Sometimes they accidentally stepped on him or something, and yeah. Well, anyways, it was a farm, and there was a farmer named Farmer Billy, and Farmer Billy hated rats, but luckily for little rat, the rat's name was Jimmy. Luckily for Jimmy, Farmer Billy never noticed Jimmy, okay? So Farmer Billy just went along, never noticing Jimmy, playing on the field with all the horses. He never noticed Jimmy. When he was plowing the field, he never noticed Jimmy. But one day, on the farm, when all of the animals were gone, Farmer Billy, he noticed Jimmy, and he freaked out. Ah! He was like, "Oh my God, it's a rat named Billy!" Of course, he just made a wild guess that the rat's name was Billy. It was weird, and he started chasing the rat, and the rat was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be crushed by Farmer Jimmy." And the rat made a guess that his name was Farmer Jimmy also. So they started chasing each other. Ah! And they started chasing each other. Ah! Ah! And then when there was a cow and the rat came and the cow got in the way and Billy, or there's so many names in the story, I can't remember. Oh, I should also mention that the cow's name is Harold and the pig, he's Bartholomew. Okay, so then Farmer, whatever his name is, chasing rat, whatever his name, but the cow got in the way, so the rat had an easy escape. And the farmer, Billy, whatever his name is, Bartholomew, he had to jump over Bartholomew and, wait, no, what is his name? Oh, right, Calvin? No. Who's Calvin? No, Calvin's a chicken. Okay, and he had to jump over whatever the cow's name was so he could find the rat, but he got stuck on the cow's horns, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm stuck on the cow's horns," and he couldn't get off, but then he finally got off and he ran away, and he couldn't find, he looked around and he couldn't find the rat, or what was the rat's name again? Rat Jimmy. He couldn't find Jimmy. He looked everywhere, but he just couldn't find Jimmy. And what he didn't know is that Jimmy was hiding on the field, by the tree, down by Jerry's Diner, you know the place. So he was looking at the field. He didn't realize that Jimmy was over on the other field, and he was plowing. Oh my gosh, it's Calvin the cow, whatever his name is. So the rat was hiding, and he was looking. He was on the field. There's here's the pig named Bartholomew. I think it was Bartholomew. There's so many names in the story. And so then he decided to go look for the rat because he saw it was reeling the crop field. So he went on the tractor and started tractoring all of the wheat and seeing if the rat would show up, but the rat didn't show up. Want to know why? Right, I know why. Because the rat was secretly in the field hiding behind the tree. And then when he came along, he was all like, "Oh my gosh, where's the rat? Why is the pig in this shot?" So he went around where is the rat? And get out of the shot, pig. And he was looking everywhere, but he just couldn't find the rat, even though it was right above him. And oh, look at that, the rat can fly. Anyway, so he couldn't find the rat, and then he finally found the rat named Jimmy, I think. And then Farmer Billy was like, "Rat, you get down here!" And then he stepped on the rat. Bleh. And then, the rat was dead, and then the cow came along, the pig came along. I just realized how useless the pig was to this story. And the end. And then the background started changing. It's Calvin, stop touching the ropes that will change the background. Calvin. Okay, the end.